we are going to set up camp. We're gonna go to the coast. We're gonna razor clam dig again because they opened it up again this weekend. So I'm here to do it. And then if we get razor clams tonight, I'm gonna come back. We're gonna cook them. We're gonna eat them. Okay, get. Jeez, can't keep nothing nice around here. So everywhere around here right now, right over here, swamp. Right over here, swamp. Right behind us, there's a protected bird. So there's a sand dune that is keeping it so they can't knock the sand dune and have the reservoir drain into the ocean. So they're dealing with swamps around here, and it's been a lot of water this year. But that's all right. We found somewhat of a dry spot. Supposedly it's not supposed to rain too much. It's been misting pretty heavily a little bit here and there, but if it rains a lot, we're gonna get swamped out, but I don't think it's supposed to. Well, this might be a better waterproofing test. It's not supposed to rain much, but I bet we get some pretty decent. Like, it's kind of a hardcore mist, just soaks everything fast and then goes away. Then comes back, then goes away. Oh, we'll see. This is all I'm gonna set up for now because we gotta get out there and try to catch some. Oh, here comes the mist right now. See, I don't know if you can see, but this is what happens. You see all that mist. It's time for us to get to the coast, go do some razor clam and try to limit out early before it gets dark. I don't know what time it is. Low tide is at 5, it's 3:30. So yeah, right now is the time to go. Let's go out to the coast. I decided not to bring my other camera just because it's kind of a pain to do it by yourself and dig, and I'll put in some shots of me do it in the past. This time I'm just gonna try to limit out. I got one so far. Yeah, all right, just like that. I limited out. It only took me 30 minutes. Look at all these holes behind me. See all those little dark spots? Those are all holes. This was a fast dig. I'll show you the catch here in a minute. I just got back to camp. We were super successful. We got 15 razor clams in about 30 minutes. That's pretty dang good. Tons of people out there. I didn't take this camera out there because it's kind of a pain to film and actually dig at the same time. I got to come up with a new plan on mounting situations for my camera. That's fine. I'll figure that part out. Hopefully we don't get rained on. Let's clean these things up. Let's get cooking and let's have a little bit of a clam feast, shall we? 15 clams is a lot of clams. I might save a little bit and take back home with me, but we'll see. So I gotta wash all the sand off these things because they get pretty sandy. Because they do live in the sand. I don't even know how they move around in the sand, but they move around so fast. When you go to dig them, and if you miss them, they'll start going into that sand super quick. I think I only broke one on the way out. Here they are. This is what a razor clam is. So, in here there's a foot that comes out, and that's how they burrow themselves in the sand. This is the spout that they breathe out of, I think. I don't know, this is what's always poking up anyways. Here's the one broken one that I mangled on the way out, but the rest are clean. First things first, we gotta fire up the old cook stove. And then we gotta get these things cleaned. Beautiful. I like this knife a lot. I need to start oiling it. You can tell it's actually good steel because there's a little bit of rust spots on there that I need to fix that. So I'll make sure I oil this up before I put it away this time. Okay, let this come to a boil and then we'll just dunk them into the ice. So we got some boiling water here. Should be good. So now I'm just going to use my Leatherman, I guess. See how it opened up like that? Now I got to get it out of there. Right in the ice bath. Okay, I'm not doing a Leatherman no more. Maybe. Just going to use... That didn't work out so well. I got to come up with a new plan. I guess we'll just use our fingers. I've already been dunking it in the boiling water anyways. In. Flip it. Cold water. No, we got. Right there. Beautiful meat. I just need to clean it up yet. And now you see after I boil them, they just pull right out of the shell. Super convenient. So in 2000, it was the winter of 2014 going into spring 2015. I don't remember when, but 2014 is when I first moved to the Pacific Northwest. And my first experience razor clam digging these exact things was with a good friend of mine. And we had no clue what we were doing. So what ended up happening is he and I drove out on a winter stormy evening, and we went out there with a clam gun, and we were trying to watch everybody to see what they were doing, so then we could just mimic it. Well, it turns out, look at this. Boop. Turns out we had no idea, but we ended up digging a bunch of holes, and they would watch other people. They were pulling them out. We weren't getting anything. So we would dig more holes, still nothing. And then finally, we dug one hole, and it had one in it, just one of these things. So him and I, being from Nebraska, not having any idea what we were doing on the ocean, we took that one back to a camp where we weren't even camping. We just parked the car for the night. I was sleeping in the passenger seat, and he was sleeping in the driver's seat. But we decided, well, what we'll do is we'll take that one, we'll clean it up, we'll cook it, and we'll just share that one just so we can get a taste. So that's exactly what we did. And in doing so, you know, we had no idea. We didn't know what to clean or what we were doing. We just, you know, cut it up, got whatever we could out of it, and we ate this little tip here, this little piece. And I don't know if you're not supposed to, or if that's where toxins live, or I don't know. That's what I've been told in the past. I don't know how true that is. But either way, it was about, well, I don't know, maybe 7 o'clock in the morning. We slept in the car. Crazy storms came through that night. Crazy rainstorms. We were enjoying the lightning storms, the rainstorms. It was blowing crazy. So we had a good time, and we were sitting there enjoying ourselves, had a couple drinks, and went to sleep. Woke up about 7 a.m., and he gets out, and next thing I listen, and next thing I know is he's over there puking. I was like, huh. And all night I felt funny. I was like, I don't know, I feel kind of odd. But then I asked him, I was like, are you puking? And he goes, yep. And I was like, yep, me too. And I open my door, and I just start getting after it too, just like crazy. So then we had a miserable drive home, and I don't even think we were going to go home that day, but it was horrible. Whoa. Look at this. Tiny little crab. I don't know if it was in it, just hanging on the edge of it. If it was hanging on the edge, I'm sure it would have been boiled, but all right, well, we'll use that for crab bait tomorrow too. We don't know. We started looking it up, and for some reason I had it in my mind that you're not supposed to eat this little tip, this little dark piece. I don't know if I read that or if that's true or if it's not true. I don't know. I don't eat it, and we ate it. Oh boy, did we get sick. So it took about 4, well, maybe 3 years before I could eat clams again. That was miserable. And I don't know if we just got a toxic one. The clam dig was approved for that weekend. But yeah, that's my first experience ever doing razor clams. I'm just gonna have to rinse each one off here. Just try to get all that sand out of there. Surprisingly, the sand does come off pretty easy. So this pan, I actually picked it up at REI just for a camping pan. It's from OXO, and I got it because it folds in like this, locks this in, and you can kind of store it a little bit better. But one thing I've learned about it since I've had it, I absolutely love it. I love this pan. It's my new camping pan for sure, and I actually use it at my house too. I've got a bottle of Dick's. Never had this before. Dick's Danger Ale. Established in 1994 in Centralia, Washington. See what this is about. It doesn't say what kind of beer really it is or anything. Cheers. Oh, I like that. It's a very mild, kind of an IPA, but not quite. Tasty. I'm going to be using just peanut oil to fry with. Seems fine to me. My buddy did that. That's what he used, and it was really, really good. So that's what we're using today. For breading, I've got some Cajun fry, fish fry. Just something here I picked up at the local store. And I don't use any type of egg bath or nothing like that. Just bread it and send it. And there is a big pile of meat. Not bad for just 30 minutes of digging. Shake and bake. Probably wondering, since I boiled these things and I didn't have a pair of tongs, how am I going to get them out of the hot fry oil? I'm wondering that too. Let's try the first little bit. Probably got all kinds of cross contamination because I've been dealing with the raw stuff, but it's hard out here not to do that. Ready? Here we go. So good. The breading's nice. The meat is so sweet. Every time I catch these things, when they're this fresh, the meat's so sweet. It's so delicious. That's a pile of razor clams. I'm gonna munch on them. The last half I did, I turned the heat up a lot higher. Seemed like it was a lot better. Cooked them a little bit quicker, but it made them a little bit more crispier, which I kind of like. Which is why I came out here. Awesome. So I'm gonna sit back, munch down on this, and then I need to get camp set up yet. I haven't put anything in the tent, so I need to get that going. Let's take a look inside, see if there's any water. Well, looks completely dry so far, but
Maybe a cup.
there's probably a lot more options online, but we'll check it out. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for today. What a successful day. We went out and we were successful at getting razor clams really fast and ate some tasty razor clams. So I'm happy about that. I actually have some left over that I threw in the cooler and probably snack on them tomorrow for lunch or something. I'm not sure. But overall, pretty successful. We have the diesel heater running. It's probably 45 degrees out, so it's not that cold. It's nice and warm in here, not bad at all. I have it on low. It'll maintain all night. I'll see you in the morning. Well, this is a problem. My tent collapsed on me. Just random, out of nowhere. What happened? What's going on? Oh, we've been losing air. Oh, man. Alright, that sucks. The tent just collapsed on me. That happened. Middle of the night here, woke me up. A little past midnight now. I had no idea what was going on. It just fell on me. I was like, what is happening? So I think what I found is on the valve you actually screw in. There's actually 3 ports. I only thought there were 2. One that I always use to deflate, and then the other one has a check valve to inflate, but the whole below all that is another valve, so when I pumped it up I could hear it leaking. It was going psss. So I'm assuming that was leaking the whole time. It took all evening, I guess, to leak out, and then it finally just fell on me. I hope that's the problem. If not, we'll be waking up in the middle of the night and pumping this thing back up. Huh. It's crazy. This thing is rock hard. And I think it's 7 PSI it says to go up to. Whatever. Hopefully that fixed it. Alright, off to bed. Well, good morning. Made it through another night. Other than the tent collapsed on me. And it turns out it was that valve, because the pulls are still really hard right now. But yeah. The diesel heater still going. Stayed nice and warm in here. I shut it off for a little bit last night because I kind of got hot, but then I got cold, so I kicked it back on, let it run on low all night, and it was nice and warm. So now this morning I'm gonna get packed up, and then I think we're gonna run over and dunk a crab ring, see if we can't get some crabs, and that'll be the end of this one. See what happens. See all those cars over there? So all those cars over there are out crabbing, so I think I'm gonna scratch my idea of crabbing this morning. Pretty beautiful morning though. Yeah, the docks are pretty full with people, so that's all right. I think I'm gonna scratch the idea of crabbing this morning, but I'm sitting here by the coast watching some fishing boats go by and enjoying my coffee. And you like this sort of thing, feel free to follow along, and I'll see you on the next one. On to the next adventure.